Vosh's Reddit hates his media takes. Vosh's Reddit hates his media takes. That's cool. Everyone hates mine. No one likes my media takes. My media takes are usually pretty, I don't know. They're not like offensive to people usually, but usually people are just like, I strongly disagree, sir. You're taking an L on that one. But I feel like I'm just speaking the truth. I don't know. I feel like people, when they tell me that they enjoy a movie like Schindler's List, I feel like they're lying to me. I feel like no one is actually entertained by that. It's just like, oh, we're supposed to like it because it's so profound and it's about the Holocaust and it's such a serious subject and it's so artfully done. Therefore, it's good. It's like, yeah, but does it serve the actual function of a movie? Does it entertain you? Well, it's not about that. Well, then it. It's not a goddamn good movie then. It's like when they made that fourth Matrix movie and they're like, it being a piece of shit was the point. Don't you get it? It's supposed to suck. What? I don't know. Like, my movie ratings are based 100% on simply, did I enjoy sitting down and watching this thing or not? I don't care about, like, anything else. Like, sure, I mean, I'm willing to talk about those things. You want to talk about cinematography? You want to talk about tension? You want to talk about dialogue? You want to talk about special effects? You want to talk about set design, costume design, makeup effects, practical effects, CGI, whatever. Whatever aspect of film you want to talk about, I'm down to talk. Sound design. Foley. You want to talk about that stuff, I'll talk about it, and we can say like, hey, the special effects in this movie are amazing. Hey, the performances in this movie are great. But to me, that's an entirely separate matter from like, okay, yeah, but does it work as a whole? And the only criteria I have for that is, did I enjoy myself? And if I didn't, that movie. That's my opinion about it. Those are all part of entertainment value. I disagree. Because I have seen movies with terrible cinematography, terrible acting, terrible pretty much across the board by every like measurable standard, but amazingly entertaining. So much fun to watch. Like The Room. What did that movie ever do right? Terrible cinematography. Everything is lit totally flat. The performances are a goddamn joke. The script is a muddled, incoherent, retarded mess. It is one of the most entertaining films you could ever sit down and watch. The Room is a meme, basically. The Room is the funniest goddamn movie you're ever going to see in your life, because nothing could ever be that funny while trying to be funny. But you know what? I've seen The Room from start to finish about 5 or 6 times now, and it has not lost even a sliver of replay value. It is every bit as entertaining every time I see it. I thought it was meh. I mean, I don't see how, but hey, whatever. Like I said, you're either entertained by a movie or you're not. And no argument is going to compel you to be entertained by something you weren't entertained by. Like, it drives me nuts when I tell people like I didn't like The Lord of the Rings, and then they try to convince me it's good. It's like, what are you trying to do here? It's so irrational. Like, if I take a lick of an ice cream scoop and I'm like, ugh, this ice cream sucks. Well, you just don't understand it. What's there to understand? It sucks. If you like it, you eat it. Yeah, I love it. Why don't you love it? I guess I don't know. It doesn't taste good to me. Only with movies are people so like, how dare you not like what I liked? I'm sorry, I just didn't. Had the same experience with Interstellar. I saw Interstellar, and there were parts of that movie I thought were really cool. But overall, meh. This is my review of Interstellar. Did you have my undying love until you disagree with me about a movie? Your take on Nope means I don't love you anymore. I mean, I didn't even hate it. I thought it was all right. What's so bad? I mean, like, I watched the movie Nope, and my review of Nope would be like, eh. That's one level above meh, meh, eh, eh. I give that movie an eh. Jaws, best Spielberg movie. Dude, Jaws is a masterpiece, okay? Jaws is a goddamn masterpiece. I love that movie. Meh to eh. Ah. Yeah, I would say if I have to rate all movies with grunts, I would say like a truly movie is like, ugh. Ugh. Then a movie that's a little bit less is like, ugh. So it goes from ugh to eh to meh to eh to huh to whoa. That's basically the rating system I go by. What are some whoa movies? Mad Max Fury Road would be one. I liked Inception. I can't really tell you. The only thing I didn't like about Inception is that the people in Inception have some of the most boring dreams. Like, the dream world in Inception doesn't really feel all that much like a dream world. It feels way too grounded and full of like geometry and it's like, maybe that's what Chris Nolan's dreams are like. But my dreams are way more irrational and insane. So that would be my only criticism, I think, of Inception is that the dream world really seems way too grounded and realistic. It doesn't really feel very dreamlike. It feels like when they go to the Q Continuum in Voyager and it's just a gas station in a desert. Yeah. Didn't really feel quite right, did it? Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans. Yeah, that's a great movie. I don't really remember South Park's take on Inception. So I guess I can't really criticize. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what their criticisms were. I remember they were critical of the movie, but I really don't remember what they said about it or what the criticisms were or whatever the hell. So I'm not exactly sure on that. I mean, the Nightmare on Elm Street series pretty consistently, even at its worst, portrayed dreams in a much more realistic fashion than the movie Inception did. Like, even the worst of the Nightmare on Elm Street films has more compelling dream imagery than Inception does. Because Inception's dream world, once again, just feels incredibly sterile and unimaginative and way too grounded in reality. You know, a movie like The Cell, even though I think The Cell is kind of a piece of shit and just like a glorified Marilyn Manson video where the music never comes. Yeah, I mean, it's not that great, but the dream world is cool. It might be edgy to a point where a lot of people would probably roll their eyes watching it in 2023, but it's interesting. The visuals are neat. The visuals in Inception are so restrained, but honestly, it's like, whatever. There's a lot of cool stuff in the movie still. You know, the city folding in on itself, the trains where trains aren't supposed to be, you know, stuff like that was still cool. And, but, you know, it was really what was more interesting about Inception to me was really, it was just like a kind of a cool action movie. You know? Edge.